The Islamic position is that if someone wants to change his or her religion out of sincerity, we can't intervene. It is between him and her and God, and not of our business. And he was referring to two things. The first is that the Prophet of Islam never killed someone only because he or she changed her religion or his religion, and then he had only problems with some of the people changing the religion to enter the Muslim community, to take some information of war and to go to the other side. In fact, they were war's betrayers. So this is what he's saying. And in my last book on the Prophet's life, I'm coming with 3 stories where they changed the religion without him doing anything. So this attitude towards the people who are changing the religion and saying that you can kill them, I think it's a wrong, exclusive position from these groups, and I will be against this. Now, on the other side, when, for example, you have women in jail and the way, my position on this, and to tell you the truth, you know that I called for a moratorium. Many of the intellectuals in Europe were saying it's not enough, we should condemn, but look at what is going on now. I called for a moratorium on death penalty, corporal punishment and stoning, saying we have to stop this and to open a debate within the Muslim countries about what the texts are saying, what are the conditions and in which context. Because what I want is not to please the West by saying I condemn. I want to change the mentality within the Muslim world by saying, let us come back to the text and try to understand what is going on. Because what? Because of the problem that these child tasks are now implemented against the poor people and the women. This is plain injustice. It cannot be accepted. So we have to start to come to an intra-community discussion. In Morocco, 30 scholars are supporting this. In Pakistan, after what happened with one of these British Pakistani who was, you know, his first condemnation was postponed and he was freed, they called for a moratorium on death penalty. And the Italian government is doing exactly the same after the killing of Saddam Hussein. And this is my position, helping us from within the Muslim world to change the implementation and to stop it now. So this is my position, and I think that the people who should understand that what you have in the media are not the only Islamic positions, that there are many Muslim scholars, many people who are acting against this and saying this is not Islam, this is the use of Islam for other reasons. And this is the second point. The second point is that you cannot just look at Pakistan and say, in Pakistan, there are political games. The people are playing this religion. You have the government using sometimes very tough Islamic position to show to their population, we are legitimately Islamic. And you have the opposition saying, no, we want more Islam. So we are dealing with people playing with the Islamic reference in order to strengthen their position. And we have to understand the principles, we are against this, and we have to understand the political game and try to understand why it is said like this. And to change the situation is not only a situation in principles, it's also understanding the political discussions. It's exactly the same in Italy. If someone comes only with position of principles in Italy, in the political arena in this country is lost. Because there is lots of game in your country, as in Pakistan.
What I would like to talk about is not the situation in Pakistan, but I think the position of Islam in the West. I think it is something that is very relevant to all of us here. And we are all very worried, I think, in the West about what the relation between Islam and liberalism is going to be, not only with our generation, but with the next generations and so on. So it would be of interest to me to hear Mr. Ramadan say a little to us about what he thinks is going to occur in the future, or perhaps what is happening now, in the relation between Islam and liberalism, and what it is we can expect. After all, I know that many people in Italy are very concerned, not only about immigration, be concerned about the relation between Islam and the West. If Mr. Ramadan could say a little about what he thinks the modifications will be to both Islam and to liberalism, or the capitalist democracy in which we live, what he thinks those modifications will be in the future, and what it is we here in the West are to expect from the relationship in the future between Islam and the West.
Okay, I will do. One thing, I will come to the West, but your question is relevant at the same time. Why? Because our position on the Islamic world will have an impact on the way the people are looking at Muslims here. We have to be very clear on the situation at the international level to be able to be trusted here as well. And this is why I'm saying to all the Muslims in the West, take a very clear stand on some international issues. And this has to be clear. Why? Because people can play with this and they want clear answers. So my answer is clear on the international, helping us understand where I stand in the European level. I'm saying something which is very clear. So to